My fault. I didn't tell you where to go down to confuse you.
It's fine, dude. It's over. It's done. It's over with.
Okay, let me see. Still didn't get one even at Squirrel?
I have not.
You again.
We're also streaming.
Alright. Right.
There it is.
And it shouldn't be 2. Why is it saying 2 then? Anyway. Yes, it is. Alright, let me see. We need 2 more. Alright, I'm trying to get 2 more people. Shouldn't take too much longer.
Okay, I'm gonna quick bio, real quick. Are we still streaming?
Should be. Just be. I mean, I'm assuming. Are we muted or no? Oh, I see. No problem then. I see. I wasn't sure. Alright, that's fine. If you want to do it.
It's you and me, moving at the speed of light into eternity. Tonight is the night to join me in the middle of ecstasy. Feel the melody
I have one person. We're gonna try to get one more.
around you. I'm gonna take you there. I'm gonna take you there. So don't be scared. I'm right here, baby. When it's like I waited my whole life for this one night, it's gonna be me, you, and the dance floor. 'Cause we only got one night. Double your pleasure, double your fun, and dance forever. Dance floor. Feels like we're on another level. Feels like our love's intertwined. We can be two rebels, breaking the rules, me and you, you and I. All you gotta do is watch me. Look what I can do with my feet, baby. Feel the beat inside. You're driving, I can take the backseat. I just need you to trust me, boy. It's right now. It's like I waited my whole life for this one night. It's gonna be me, you, and the dance floor. 'Cause we only got one night. Double your pleasure, double your fun, and dance forever.
This is the best radio station of New York City. These 25 could be the number one in your class.
Alright, so we did find our last. I'm going to invite him shortly. Alright, so everyone should be in the rooms. Have to wait for confirmation from the players on both sides that will starting shortly.
Ob beim Telefonieren, Chatten oder Surfen im Web. Raute Musik ist mit euch. Jeden Tag, den ganzen Tag. Raute Musik.
Hold on, little man. Show me what she's done to you. Stand up, little man. A broken heart can't be that bad when it's true. It's true. Fate will twist it, both of you. So come on, baby. Come on over. Let it be.
Technical. I can't really think. Are they still? What are they debating about? Okay. Yeah.
Pants. Error? Look, guys.
Hello everyone, my name is Chocobro Rain, your friendly neighborhood Chocobro, and I will be casting with, if he can introduce himself.
Death Squirrel. Pleasure to be here.
Alright, so this will be our fourth and final game for the IRC5's NA division. I'll be a little bit behind because I'm currently casting from the street, piggybacking on you once everything goes through.
Ah, nice. So, Technical is streaming then?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, let us just both keep our hands off our mice as much as possible and let the action just follow the spectator mode.
Alright, so what do we have? Alright, first ban for blue team. First two bans is Blitzcrank and Malphite, both very common bans. Blitzcrank, obviously, one hook can end the lane, one hook can end the game. Great deal of zoning power. Malphite, obviously, with his ultimate, excellent sticking power, ASD buff. Team banning out Mumu and Kha'Zix. Mumu AoE all does a significant amount of damage late game. Easy to stop if you let him get farm. Steamroll, and Kha'Zix is a very good assassin who scales very well late game.
Annoying invisibility cloak.
For both teams, Ezra on blue side and purple banning Darius.
That's what we got. Darius, there's no question as to why. Just Darius himself can wreck an entire team. Pentakill Darius.
His ability to reset is very annoying, especially if you have high damage. He doesn't need any damage items in order to do damage, and he has 3 types of damage, makes it hard to mitigate overall. Ezreal is Ezreal, safest AD carries with high burst, does not have a weak early, mid, or late game, respectively.
He's strong across the board. I'm surprised he doesn't get banned more.
First pick for blue team is pick Graves. A little interesting that they would first pick their AD carry, especially Graves, but I guess they're very confident in their ability.
So you've got to lose some pressure. Somebody's got to die.
Purple team looks like they go Maokai, but I don't know.
Nothing's locked in yet. Still, our Tiryu is still deciding what he's gonna pick. Looks like Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath and Maoki. Glowing eyes, locked in, it's set.
Wow. That's a lot of E already. That team has a silence, a knock up, a root, a slow. That's a great that's a great team for Ace to not fight because of his short range.
Blue team picks, looks like Nidalee and something else, perhaps.
Nidalee with exhaust. No, I don't believe the ammo is supporting, but I don't remember.
I don't believe any of the summoner spells until the last minute.
Logical. Alright, the pick that's highlighted for me, Singe, so it looks like they're going Singe Nidalee.
Yep. So Nidalee will be going mid, most likely, Singe top, which means they still have a jungler and a support to pick.
Alright, with Singe and Nidalee, they have great, both are great laners, but they're also great roamers. They play well, and they put a lot of pressure on the map. So if you want to go somewhere and go gank mid or go gank bottom, Singe with teleport, they can both do that.
Purple team picks Nasus. Looks like a jungle Nasus, unless he's probably going to switch with Cho'Gath or Maoki. And a Vayne.
If they switch with... Oh, okay. If that's the case, then Nasus will be top and Cho'Gath mid. I'm not... You know, Nasus has gotten some buffs. You know, he is the best scaling champion in the game if you give him time to, but he's also relatively easy to...
It did make it a little bit easier for him to get his scale going up now that the big monsters and the cannon minions and champions all provide extra stacks for his Q.
I don't think Vayne is a bad pick this late game. Vayne doesn't beat Graves early on, but very slippery against someone like Singe, and if she maxes her Q first, she's gonna have that on low cooldown. I don't pick, and she has more than enough peel already in having a support.
And we have a Zed for mid lane on blue team, and a Shyvana jungle.
Interesting. If that's the case, and then he's supporting, so that lane, that Graves lane turns into a poke lane, which is not bad against Vayne. It definitely stops the ability she might have to go in, not the state would readily go in against Graves, but if she ever decided to.
And the final pick on purple team is a Zyra for support.
Pretty good. Can stop Graves from going in. Really stop Zed at all. But can stop Shyvana too. That's a not bad pick. Purple team has a lot of peel for Vayne. A lot of CC. Getting that Zyra pick does help lane control just a little bit, but Nidalee does kind of negate. I'm not really sure what lane will readily win. Graves will win in damage, but if the Vayne plays properly, I think they could win because Zyra has good base damages. Nidalee does have her heal, but on certain support, Nidalee maxes her spear.
And Nasus does in fact trade positions with Maoki. So Maoki is the jungle and Nasus is the top.
Right, so both pretty strong teams. I have to give it the purple team though. I have to give it very late, depending upon how blue team plays it out, because Graves has no problem bursting down Vayne. Zed is underrated for his ability to burst any sort of carry in a very short amount of time. They have a okay closer for Shyvana ult, Zed ult, that sort of thing. Decent amount of poke with Zed and Nidalee, even though support Nidalee doesn't get that much AP overall. In terms of actual team fighting, especially in small, purple team is definitely the team to watch out for. Early game, they're not going to be the strongest, excluding Cho, because Cho is very strong once he gets all his spells anyway. What team do you feel as though will have the...
Looking at the team comps here, I think I'm going to have to give it to purple team. Just with a lot of the control that they're going to have late game. If they... Basically, what purple team needs to do is just wait till that late game, get Vayne some good feed, get Cho'Gath and Maoki and Nasus nice and tanky, and Blue's not going to be able to do anything to them. I think Blue needs to really come out aggressive early on, otherwise Purple is going to just snowball.
Yeah. The lane matchups aren't good for purple. Game Graves beats Vayne. I believe Sins beats Nasus because I think most people beat Nasus anyway. What is that? Zed versus Cho. I don't know that matchup. But since Cho uses mana and Zed doesn't, I assume Zed has a ability to push out if he doesn't get caught out. Otherwise, both Shyvana and Malk gank okay, but Shyvana needs her ult. So Maokai can gank at level cared, not to state that he would. But Maokai can gank, at level 3 successfully. Shyvana would be very difficult. Well, she Ghost. That might make up for that.
Right.
Also, Nasus is running Exhaust. So you have a Wither on top of an Exhaust, Zed, and Wither Graves, and he'll effect out 2 people from the fight overall.
Exhaust, yep, 2 Exhaust. Plus, if he's trying to chase somebody down, Exhaust, Ghost. It's always going to be right at their heels.
Sins did have teleport, but he decided to get Ghost, so he wants that killing power. His pushing won't necessarily be as strong, though, but that's not the biggest, I suppose. It is a Sins versus Nasus. I'm readily assuming, I've never seen this matchup, but I readily assume I have a problem with Nasus.
I wouldn't imagine.
Besides that, all Vayne has to do is farm. I actually play a lot of Zera, and it's boring to play the babysit Zera. If you really want to win, and that just might be what they have to do. Graves can go in relatively easily, and Nidalee just pokes. She doesn't go in, obviously, but she puts traps down, so it'd be difficult for purple team to gank if she puts enough of her traps.
Babysit Zyra, it works. I have a friend who's pretty good at that.
Besides that, the only other matchup I can think of versus Zed, and I actually want to give it to Cho'Gath overall, but I don't. But he uses mana, so there is an advantage to not having. I said mana. He uses energy, so there's an advantage, obviously, to that. All right. If you will give me a moment, the game is starting. I'm going to pick it back onto you. So give me a moment, please.
Oh, we have the Riot K9 Nasus in, and Wildfire Zyra down on hot. But even with only 4 out of 5 people showing loading right now, blue team wins the skin war handily. Mafia Graves, Mad Scientist Singe, Dark Flame Shyvana, and Shockblade Zed.
Well, based on that, I have to give it. I don't really see a lot of Nasus, and I don't even see a lot of Riot Nasus at all. I'm fairly certain that most people consider that to be his worst. I don't know.
I have it. I like it.
I mean, I had.
I got it as a promotional event, so.
I have Galactic Nasus. I like that one until it's kind of weird. But Wildfire Zyra is skin. So it's the exact opposite of what a plant should be.
We're still loading in here. Nidalee was a little bit behind the rest of the class.
Honestly, I do fear for this Vayne, though. If she doesn't play this properly, she is going to die. She is going to not get the farm she needs. I'm really hoping she doesn't look out too much.
2 of the members of the purple team got gold last season, and nobody on the top team did. On the blue team did. So Doesn't mean they're bad players. It just means looks like purple team's been playing a little bit longer.
Yeah. I mean, and at the same, everybody plays ranked. I know, sir. And I've heard of players who could be what used to be considered high elo. I guess it'd be platinum at this rate, but don't play it out at all.
Just don't play enough to get the rating up.
Well, either that or they don't play like at all. Like I heard of, there's a Kennen player called Ego Ignacio. He's probably considered the best Kennen player. He doesn't play ranked. I think he played it just so he didn't get berated or something, but like he doesn't. He'd rather play normal. Someone like Stonewall, he's like a very good jungle. He doesn't play ranked.
Absolutely. Alright, says everyone is summoning. We should be loading up any second now and see what's going on, or see what happened 3 minutes ago, rather. It's like we're looking into the past.
Curious to see what item builds we're gonna.
I predict potions. Lots of potions.
7 or 9 preferably. Even 11 if you don't want to word.
We got a vial for a crystalline flask for Singe. A lot of these potions that I was predicting.
Nasus started with 9 pots. I really need flask. Q doesn't use that much mana, but if Sins wants to push him out of lane quick, he needs his flask mana early game. Not bad. Everything else is standard. Longsword for both AD carries, machete for both jungles.
Now, I've played a decent amount of Nasus, and I find, even with just my Qs, he goes pretty quickly.
Sure. I would assume it would if you queued every minion that you could queue. So, would you have gone Flask instead?
I would have, but, this guy's old. He seems to know what he's doing. I trust him.
Right. Purple team is looking to invade, just catch someone out, and they
wow, that is, Singed was not paying attention.
I don't know if he was not paying attention or DC. I'm pretty certain that he probably wasn't DC because he did start the move after. Right. So Maokai got that
Blue
kill.
team is heading over to the other blue buff.
Oh, might as well. Although some of the backing, so they have to do this very quickly. By saying it's not a big deal then. Alright, so both teams will lose there, doesn't really matter because obviously they're both getting each other's.
Shiv gets it.
Ooh, they could gank Sins if they see him. Ooh. Never mind, they decide to go the other way.
Singe manages to avoid any further unfortunateness this early on.
Alright. So
Shiv
Nid
is
is
back
just
in her
looking
own.
at, obviously,
Excuse me?
looking to spear as much as possible. The level 1 spear costs an amount. Ooh.
Spear to Zyra's face, although she's caught, Nidalee is caught down so she can't chase at all. Another spear to Vayne. Nidalee's pretty good with those, placing those.
Cho'Gath is already just about out of mana. That can pressure him just a little bit more, although he eats Flask. And
For every
lower health.
unit that Cho'Gath kills, he does get mana and health back.
Very true.
Nasus is being heavily pushed by Singed up top.
I think
Nasus
he
is being
would.
very careful to only last hit.
Shyvana is looking to do something. but she's really low. It's just very risky. Oh, no, never mind.
Graves takes down Shyvana. Vayne takes down Italy. And then Graves takes down Vayne.
Well, very close. If Vayne had gotten that
Very close.
kill. Oh. Well, Graves got 2 kills out of that, so he comes out on top. Although Vayne did a kill. Vayne's scaling is better than Graves' late game, so that's good if the game, well, works into their favor. I guess we'll see.
Had that gone the other way for Blue, though, it would not be a very good omen for their early game. What with Singed already giving up a kill.
Neither top laner having this is more about just poking and prodding each other with poison or siphon. Usually Nasus is going to use siphoning on somebody.
A Nasus and Singed top lane isn't always the most exciting thing to watch. They just go around slapping at each other a little bit.
Nasus is bringing him down really low though. Nasus does have innate lifesteal. People underestimate sometimes.
Nasus is one of those characters that you can build entirely defensive and still put out a lot of damage late game.
Alright, so CS totals are relatively similar. Ooh, someone is dying. I see.
Nasus
Yank
being
top.
chased by Zed. He gets out.
Nasus did have to use his for that.
Oh, Maoki is going down. Shyvana and Zed take down Maoki in the jungle. Advantage is now still gold advantage for purple team, up 400 gold or so. But blue now has more kills. Vayne rolls into some buckshot there. On the plants, eating Graves alive is not a fun trap. Maoki wants some retribution against this Shyvana.
They're coming up to take down Maokai again, so he's 1 and 2.
Graves
Graves
pinned
put himself
down.
in a very done. Yeah, that was not the best idea. They might.
Will Nidalee get away?
Nope. Ammo flashes, but. Oh.
Ever
Got a
so
little
barely.
overzealous and decided to get pinned into a wall by Vayne's Condemn, which. So. Vayne is ahead on CS by 20 and has the same amount of kills and a CS. Not a CS, and a assist. This lane is going a little differently than I thought it would, but this only helps bolster their late game.
Purple increases their gold lead to 1.3k gold. Still no turrets, still no dragons, still anyone's game. Singed playing with Nasus up top. Graves getting way more harassment from plants, and Vayne down at bottom. Vayne getting a few hits on the turret. Zed needs to go back. Cho'Gath is no, he's not going back. Or he is going back, but not forced. He's it seems like he chose to.
the support main, I can talk a little bit about this. Zero's max. Oh, let me talk about this before we do. Maokai just allow Graves to flash out. Works out pretty well. Zero's maxing is dipping in the Q and E, which gives her very much better poke Zero, which only maxes E. We do Shyvana coming in for a gank, but
And Nidalee has been picking up some ability power, so that her spear is really starting to hurt these very squishy bottom lane champions.
I missed that kill. Looks like Zed had that warded and went when he was at race. Maokai is now 1-3, with Zed being 2-0-1. Top lane, Nasus is beating Singed, which I am surprised, but again, I don't know the matchup well. He did rush a Chalice.
Nasus has the most CS of anybody right now, so he is in a very good position.
So Nidalee does have a little bit more power, but she's squishier. And wow, I missed that one. Cho dies.
Cho'Gath goes in, he feasts on Zed. Shyvana tries to chase, can't finish him off.
And with that, Cho'Gath does get a little one-up on him. He's 2-0-1, but he's gonna buy though. He does have 1,000 gold. And Nidalee really is keeping the poke on, but she's running out of mana. Ow. Ow. Well, like, doesn't really matter if Tree decides to take every spear into his face.
I'm just gonna stand here and take the spear to my face.
I mean, I guess it's better than Vayne take face.
Let's see if that strategy plans out.
To be fair, Nidalee is out of mana now, and she only has a fairy charm, so she doesn't have that much regen.
Singe trying to get all up in Nasus's face, and Nasus just keeps doing his siphoning strike on him. Graves pinned down, gets away from that ult. Nidalee not so lucky though.
Vayne
still pursuing, flashes after Graves, picks up the kill and gets away from the turret. Meanwhile, Zed and Shyvana are closing in on them.
Ooh.
Down goes Zyra.
Vayne might die.
And Vayne dies as well, yes. Just the passive AoE damage from Shyvana is enough to take her out. So in the end, score doesn't tip. 2-2 each way. If I were Maoki, I would not have initiated there, being a good 3-4 level behind those others.
He's way too behind anyway. Alright, top lane, Nasus brought Kindle Gem, so not only does it give him health, it gives him more CD on his siphoning strike. He really cares too much about Singed right now. Singed actually brought a tier. I remember seeing this high elo. There was a person who actually brought both tier items. But
It's fun, but it's rare that you can find a chance to get it to work.
well, to be fair, if I remember correctly, Singed from mana, right?
Right. Well, it's rare that you can get a champion and a scenario where you'll benefit from both tier items. So, Singe is one of them, yeah.
Shyvana waiting to go. When she does all in, but does not hit him. Cho does.
Cho has way too much CC to be able to get caught in a gank like that.
Oh. A flash for an ultimate. Pretty worth it. Now Kai's coming down, but I don't know if he's gonna gank or he's just...
Hook is sticking in his jungle. He just needs to get some blue, get some farm, get some levels.
He is level 6. Everyone else is level 8. I mean, the lowest is level 8 on the blue team. When the
Got some tens.
jungle is the same, when the enemy jungle level as the enemy support, there's an issue. Just bringing Singe down to a minimum again, but he does have his ult still.
Keeps using his flask to get some of that health back. Literally has to return. She's taking too much punishment.
I'm pretty certain he was visible, and even if he will be visible once he goes past this line. But that's not the biggest pressure bottom, but I think Zed and Shyvana want to do the same. This might be a very good fight coming up. Nice. Onto T-Tree. I don't know if it was really worth it.
Shiv is incredibly tanky. It's going to take a lot more than that to take her down.
Well, they do. Zed does take down Vayne, which is what they've been needing to do. Zed is 4-1. Singe again brought to nothing. He used his ult recently too. He's gonna
very strong
have to leave. He's gonna dive.
Zyra doing her best to support, keep that turret up. Shyvana took a lot of turret hits, but she's getting out clean, it looks like.
And Maokai gets knocked down again, though 1-4. He really doesn't have much, if anything, considering it's 15 minutes into the game.
Blues really narrowed the gold gap. They're only 600 gold behind now.
We've yet to see a dragon, but we're waiting for the proper time. That tower was more important anyhow.
Nasus almost taking out top turret. Not quite. He ran out of minion support, has to back up.
Nasus has 1,500, now it's 1,600. And Graves has almost 2,000. Not so much anymore, but... The gold values are not as bad as I thought they would be, but they're relatively close in kills. Their CS is relatively
Blue
close.
taking out that turret down on bot brought them a lot closer. This purple's doing a lot better job farming.
Yeah. We got Nasus with 128, Vayne with 18. Vayne was that far ahead though. Alright. So, I assume purple team wants to pressure mid some more. Cho'Gath to get some harass. Bottom tower is less than half.
If nobody gets there soon, Vayne might be able to take out this whole thing.
Interestingly enough, Nidalee is top. I wonder if they want to stop Nasus. I don't know if it's really worth their time though.
Shiv's coming in to try and put up some fight.
So we got 3 top first Nasus. He ults. You think he's gonna get?
No, not quite. Exhausted and pelted with turret blasts, Zed still escapes. We're talking about Vayne is harassing Singed quite effectively.
Alright, with that kill now goes 5-1-2. I didn't think he'd be this successful early. I thought Cho might have a little bit of a chance. Zed is the only one who could readily shut down Vayne if she would ever get any bigger.
Purple evens up the turret match. There was Zed and Shyvana pushing strong in mid. Mid turret goes down.
turret has been destroyed.
Alright. Gold values don't really change too much. Obviously, blue does have 100 more, but besides that.
Nasus really wants that Graves dead.
That was a good idea to switch bottom lanes. I hope it works out for them.
Slay the dragon.
Huh.
Well, Nasus barely survives that. Turret won't, but he does.
Well, they weren't doing too well bottom, but she does do pretty well against Nasus. And since there's too really much you can do. Blue team gets in Never Tower, and with that, they are now.
Well, with the front lane of Purple's towers all destroyed, I'm going to call laning phase officially over.
Agreed.
Coming up on 20 minutes, blue team's ahead 10-7. However, they have not had a gold lead this entire time. Purple still has a bit of a 200 gold over blue team, despite the fact that blue team is up 2 turrets and 3 kills. Just a lot of farming done by Purple.
I don't remember. Did Purple get Dragon?
Purple did get Dragon.
Okay,
So that definitely
helped.
Pretty much nullifies one of Blue's turrets. Plus you get a lot more experience for Dragon than you do for a turret.
Alright. Item builds are looking pretty similar to Quartz. Let me see what we have. She does have Shrelia. One more for a poke. You know, with the AP pick here as well.
Nasus is building straight sustain. He got a lot of mana regen, a lot of armor, magic resist. He's got a spirit visage to increase his healing done to himself. No aggressive items at all.
Alright. In middle, I think Purple wants to get this tower, but it's gonna be a little difficult. Catch somebody out.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Nasus and Shyvana dancing up top, and the rest of the teams down in the middle.
She does use her ult, but off an excellent condemn. Use on
Oh,
defense, but
Maokai
can't
thrown
focus
into the
in.
wrong area.
Can't focus in. Zed gets a perfect ult off on. Wow, that was. I think that was a little follow.
That was a very good,
that hard.
very well timed ult. Is Graves gonna be able to take out Zyra? No, she gets away.
Better if Zero her ult. I think that might have just been missing.
Coming in, shuts down Zed. Oh, that was exciting.
And now, Nasus runs away. Oh no, never mind. No.
He does not. He goes in head first. Doesn't even give an assist to Cho'Gath.
Well, I was gonna say that was bad trade for Purple team, but then that came in and said, "Yo, got this."
Shyvana had barely not enough fury to activate her ult again there.
Alright. With that, the gold values have jumped up significantly. We're at 4K.
Purple is ahead,
Purple
4,000 gold. Still down on kills, but with a couple of essential shutdowns there. They've also tied up turrets.
You know, even though Vayne did get Nasus did get what he needed.
Vayne murders Nidalee out in the open.
That's not very helpful at all.
Now Nidalee just pushed a little too far, and Vayne was there. Zed getting knocked up and silenced. Sounds like my prom.
You got Purple team pressuring doing this because they want to try to get Dragon or Baron, or if they're just trying to spear into him.
Shyvana kind of ignoring the needs of her team right now, focusing on Wraiths.
If the enemy team wanted to dive, they could. Zero's ult up. They would have to be careful about Zed ult. I mean, never mind, they decide to retreat from it.
Now Cho'Gath has truly become a creature of our nightmares. 303. He's got a Rod of Ages. He's got a needlessly large rod. He's got the Seeker's Arm Guard. Cho is going to be very hard to stop at this point.
Beautiful dive there, get him. Wow. Didn't have much of his team with him in order to help him. He stayed just a bit, probably let mid tower fall. Zero does use her ult. I don't think it hit anybody. No?
Now they got away.
No. With that, they're losing a good initiation tool, but the cooldown is relatively low. It's almost 1/4 back, but they won't be stopping this push without it. Going top, if blue team wants to push all the way to mid, they could.
Maoki way behind in levels.
Level 10, everyone is... Well, support's level 10, they're both the same level, which again is a problem.
His support is a level higher than him, and that's not good. You should soak up some of that experience up there.
Yes, he doesn't really have a choice. If he's here to soak up EXP, he's gonna lose out in team fights.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm not really sure. It might be a bit too late to worry about the EXP. EXP is most important early game when you could get it. At this point, if the blue team wanted to go in and do something, they could.
Zyra is providing a lot of harass with her plants. Graves taken down. Oh, there's that. 3 kills on purple, 4 kills for purple.
Wow. Okay, so
Nidalee's the only one left alive.
Graves actually eaten, so he couldn't E out when he got by Nasus. That was one thing. So he wanted to get that dragon, but he was so sure he could too. You can't fight an AoE team in dragon because you can't miss anything.
No. Going for dragon I mean, yes, you want to stop the other team from getting dragon, but you don't want to put your life on the line for dragon. For Baron, yes, absolutely. Dragon, bleh.
They weren't so behind, but they needed themselves killed in order to get it, and well, they paid the price. They lost an inhib, they lost a tower, and they lost dragon, and they gave Vayne more kills.
Singed isn't nearly tanky enough right now.
No, not yet. He has a Rylai's about it. He has a little bit of MR, but doesn't care. Nasus doesn't care.
He's still being ripped to pieces.
Yeah. Singe is supposed to be very kiting around teams, but Vayne doesn't really care about that. What team has so much CC that Shinz can't readily do right now. If he was ahead, he'd have an easier time. Unless he gets to some late game situation. I don't know.
Blue is forcing purple to fight a dragon.
Purple team is behind. Cho'Gath and Maokai are far behind, but I don't know if they have the damage output to do this fast enough. You gotta get...
No, it was just a lure.
Down too hard. You gotta leave. They might get...
They have Nasus separated from the rest of the group.
Still not good.
Oh, don't get to kite him.
Just too fed, too much stuff. You can't kill him readily.
Nasus survives with just a few hit points.
It's 0 for 3. That's not the best fight. I understand blue team's thinking, but they didn't have the damage output to do it fast enough.
No, what they needed was for purple to show up, one at a time and just slowly feed kills to them. But now instead they came in a very coordinated pincer. Graves unable to steal gets out of there before Vayne can cut him off. Now Vayne is up 4 levels on Graves. He is not going to have a good time.
Vayne's gonna die. Never mind, he just forces the flash. Rest to the blue team coming to defend this second tower, but I don't know if they'll get it in time.
Has been destroyed.
It'd be better for them to just let it go. Now at this point, purple is up over 10,000 gold. They have really taken this small advantage and turned it into a large one. They've gotten the last 9 kills and are way up on CS.
This is exactly what I was afraid of for team. Blue team had the advantages in lane, but I guess Vin's had a great deal of difficulty. Vayne and Vayne played their lane really well. Even though Zed was probably the strongest member on that team at one point in time, I'm not sure how strong he is now unless he can get his ult on Vayne, and I don't think anyone can just walk up to her.
Well, that first blood that Nasus got up top, it really put him in a good position to just lord over Singed in the top lane and farm, just free farm.
Alright, so farming, since we're talking about farm, Nasus and Singed actually have the same amount. Vayne has over 60 more, almost 70 in the seconds. Cho'Gath has about 30 more than, oh, looks like Vayne's gonna get this kill out.
Easy.
As most certainly a solo queue play. Ah well, lane is bottom lane is pushing for purple. I mean for blue.
Graves does a smoke cloud, but it's not going to slow them down at all. Nasus taunting from bottom lane.
So we're going to do a little bit of pushing. Vayne's pushing top. They're going to push bottom. There's not much they can do. Every team is tanky besides Zera. They could go in, but it's very risky. They'll lose everything if they do it when they mess up.
Graves trying to keep a good distance between the melee characters and himself. Cho'Gath is hungry.
He almost got that ult off, but... Alright. Zed ult Nasus he's too ahead. He's too far ahead. They put everything on Nasus.
Cho'Gath goes down to some persistent damage.
True.
Is Shiv gonna make it?
Barely.
She barely survives that. However, it's only Cho'Gath down on blue team and 2 down on blue team and only Cho'Gath on purple. Vayne's probably going to be able to take this turret down, and the Nexus is going to quickly follow it, and we're going to see a GG. Yep, there it is.
Oh, I mean, it was well played. I mean, obviously there were certain things that happened that shouldn't have happened.
Hey,
it was well played.
Where the interview's at?
Well, the game just ended. A moment, please.
Oh, right. 3 minutes ahead. Sorry.
I love you, but...
Alright, later.
Victory for purple. So our winners were a little impatient, but that's okay.
That's okay. Alright, before we do the interview, I do want to point out that I was really scared for purple early. Nasus isn't known for being a strong force early on, but he played really well. You said that first they gave him the advantage, and you're 100% correct. Vayne and Zera playing really well. Nidalee got some good poke early on, but Nidalee, if he can't hit anything, it doesn't really matter. He was very dominant. He only died once, and the only time he died was at the end when he dived in a little bit too far.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, Zed, despite going 4-1 early game, was not able to keep up that momentum. Died 4 more times throughout the game and only got 2 more kills. Just kind of fell apart. He was really good for them, and then the other team just got too tanky for him to do anything about.
In terms of roaming capabilities, Zed excels, but when a 5v5 situation comes out with that purple team, they have Peel, so much disable. All he has to do is get hit by one Cho'Gath Q at an hour, and he can't do anything. He's gonna get destroyed. So, excellent play by both teams. Time for us to do interviews. So, if you would like Pantheon's Man Panties, we'll begin with the winning team.
Absolutely, I'll see you there.
For hunting guys into Leandries.
Yeah, the Leandries was nice.
Salutation Summoners. Excellent, by the way.
What's that?
Excellent game. Salutations.
Ah,
Hello.
word.
Nice.
Hello.
What's up?
Got it. I already didn't realize we'd been joined, but pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you. So, I was actually really worried for you guys early game. I really didn't think you guys would be as dominant as you were, but how do you think the lanes went overall?
Well, honestly, our team wasn't that good early game. We had a great invade. It's kind of hard to beat that tankiness at level 1, but levels 1 through 8, 9, up to 10, we didn't really have too much damage to offer until Nasus really got stacked and I could take a couple of hits as Maokai. So, bottom did really well zoning out Graves and keeping Vayne fed up, and that just really carried us through.
Yeah, I mean, I had some of the same concerns. You looked at the game like 12 minutes in or so, 8 to 12 minutes, and it was like 5 to 5, and Zed was on his way to being 3-4-0. But then I brought up the scoreboard when I was actually looking at all that, and you looked and saw that Vayne was equal to Graves in kills and deaths physically, but was at that point 30 or 35 creep ahead. So, at that point, I just figured, just play a little bit more conservatively, let Vayne do what she wants, and make sure that she can, continue to score, and it's pretty much how it went.
Certainly worked out for you guys.
Personally, I wasn't worried at all. Like, it was just basically a farm fest for a little bit, and then I think our late game comp was...
Late game is beautiful. You have so much CC, you have so much for Vayne, like, there's literally no way Zed can just walk up and ult. No way he's getting to you.
That was kind of what we were laughing about at Team Select too. We basically said that we're playing team protect the AD carry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Zyra's not even a support I would play very often. I've played her more often at mid than at support. But originally I was thinking Taric, but then when I saw the Maokai and the Cho'Gath go out, I figured how can I not pick Zyra because of and you saw it play out at Dragon pretty much like we didn't actually draw it up, but that was the idea. Nasus got caught out there and he was actually hailing the rest of the team. He's like, "Hey guys, are we doing this? Because I'm probably gonna die." And so Cho and I both turned around at the same time. He puts down the rupture and I put down the ultimate and just flung everybody into the sky.
Oh, that was a beautiful fight. I mean, because Graves in from the wall, and I'm like, this is not gonna work out. Land it. And then he got utterly destroyed. Difficult to fight an AOE team at Solve a space because you almost can't miss.
Yeah, Dragon and Baron are perfect setups for this team. Especially, I got sidetracked by chasing Italy, and I should have just let her go as Maokai and gone and moved over towards Dragon. But if I had been there too with my ult dropping the damage that we all take, it takes up all a Dragon, and that's it. Good game.
You guys did very well.
I thank you very much for your time, and thank you all for playing. It was a good game on both sides.
Of course. Thank you for having us, and thanks to all the viewers for watching. If you recognize my voice by now, you know why I'm saying that. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching anyways, and we'll catch you later.
Okay. What channel are the losers in?
Olaf.
There's only
I was gonna say if you wanted to look them up.
Only two of them are still there.
Mm-hmm. Painkiller and
Olaf.
Wrath. The Singe and the Graves.
Poor Singed.
Yeah, I mean Singed and Zed and Shyvana, they had a lot of melee engagers, so they ended up having a really hard time of it.
Yeah. Hard to get onto our AD carry against this team with all melees.
Hard to get on our level, son.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Pretty good. What
going
about
alright.
yourself?
Yeah, doing well. What did you guys think about that game?
I probably should have taken teleport on Singed instead of ignite. Tried to set up more globally. Just push him to his tower all game. I was hovering over it when I thought it was Cho'Gath top, and that's the main reason I picked Singed. I'm kind of mad that they banned Darius though, because that was my next go-to champion. And then they took Sho, who is my champion. That's who I play.
Did you find you weren't going up against the Cho'Gath. He was obviously in another lane, but if you had been going up against the Cho, since that's your character, do you think that would have given you some insight as to how he'd play?
Yes, every time I go against a Cho'Gath, since he is my main champion, I generally win the lane regardless of how much. If the other player's an actual better top laner than me, I know the champion a lot better because I've been playing him for almost a year now.
Nice. And what happened at the very beginning there? You just got your pants down.
Yeah, my phone buzzed as soon as they started invading, and I looked over and looked back, and I was dead.
Who called?
Huh? It was just a text. I was like, seriously?
I was about to say, I was like, girlfriend, made me lose the game.
Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate. Like I said, I probably should have taken teleport since Nasus is generally not very killable unless you have early damage, which Singed does not have.
I mean, early game, I really thought you guys had it in the first blood. Kind of let it gave Nasus what he needed, gave certain other lanes what they needed. Early game, you guys had it. I figured, especially with Zed, he was so ahead early on, 4, and he was well on his way.
Yeah, we shouldn't have really tried to team fight him at all, because we didn't have that great of a comp for fighting their team.
Agreed. Especially since, even though, like, Zed in Nidalee, how does Zed get anywhere near Vayne? He decides to walk up to you, which I think only happened when they tried to dive tower, but then Nasus came and doubled the matter.
Yeah, honestly, once we saw the Nasus pick, we probably should have done the lane swap a lot earlier, probably from the start of the game, just to deny Nasus creep score, because Singed can still just sit at tower and as the wave's coming, poison, and hope he gets something.
Yeah, but Nid Graves can poke down Nasus pretty easily at tower.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, regardless, welcome on both sides, and thank you very much for playing.
Quick thing real
Glad
fast,
to be
though.
here.
I'm gonna say this real fast.
Yeah.
When we were banning, I actually knew that ADC best overall ADCs were Israel and Vayne, and I asked the team which one y'all want to ban, and I told them that I always have problems versus Vayne, but they wanted to get rid of Israel, so I went for the Israel.
I understand. Yeah, that's a good Vayne player. Just wait till late game, and then it becomes a total nightmare. Most Ezreals get a little overzealous, overconfident, and they're relatively easy to shut down, though they do have decent poke. I don't know how the lane would have went out. Zero Vayne is a protect the ADC comp, but Ezreal Zira becomes poke because Ezreal has more range than Graves. I'm just curious. I would be wondering how that lane would have differently.
If we would have banned the Vayne, which I was generally planning on to, but we went to Israel, I was gonna, since I was first pick, go with Israel.
Probably would have been different, yes.
Figured now that I think about it, now that the game's over, and I think back on it, probably would have helped us way more, because they probably wouldn't have gone to Zyra, and it probably would have changed their comp up.
Lesson learned. Anyway, I still think you guys played pretty well early. It was just difficult to get fights off.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Not a problem. Thanks for having us. I'll definitely be back next week.
We hope so.
We go back down the glacier now. All right, viewers, thank you very much for watching. I know we were a little bit late. We did go a little bit over. I apologize for that. But I do appreciate to join us, and I hope you did enjoy the edition of our IRC5s.
Thanks, everyone. This has been Death Squirrel.
And I'm your friendly neighborhood choker streamer. If you would like to introduce himself, can do so.
Thanks, everybody. This is Technical. And good games.
Very, very good games. All right. I think we're done with the itinerary, so I'm going to be signing off. Well, we're going to be signing off. So, again, thank you all, and take care, and I see you in the next IRC5s, which will be next week. Know that sign-ups are, well, yeah, next week. Know that ours will be up usually by Sunday. Can be earlier, but normally Sunday is the latest.
Have a good weekend, everybody. Thank you again.
And on that note, good night.